That's how they get the one world government in place. They do the false flag alien invasion with the holograms. There's actual drones that they fly inside the holograms to do actual damage. Blow up buildings, kill people. And then the UN will come out. We're facing a threat from outer space. We all need to band together as one to defend against this threat. We need a one world government. Everybody's freaked out and they go, hell yeah, we need a one world government. Save us. And a one world military. All three, the one world monetary, military, and government, are spoke of in Revelations. That's how they pull it off. That's how they get the one world government in place. They do the false flag alien invasion with the holograms. There's actual drones that they fly inside the holograms to do actual damage. Blow up buildings, kill people. And then the UN will come out. We're facing a threat from outer space. We all need to band together as one to defend against this threat. We need a one world government. Everybody's freaked out and they go, hell yeah, we need a one world government. Save us. And a one world military. All three, the one world monetary, military, and government, are spoke of in Revelations. That's how they pull it off.
In a family reunion like no other, the biblical tale of Cain and Abel unfolds with a sibling rivalry that would make even the Kardashians rage. Meet Cain, the eldest son of Adam and Eve, who harbors an inviolable green monster within. And then there's Abel, the charming younger brother, with an impressive knack for offering sacrifices that please the divine bigwig upstairs. Things start innocently enough, with Cain tending to the fields like a diligent farmer, while Abel prefers the company of fluffy sheep. As tradition dictates, they both offer sacrifices to the big man upstairs. But here's where the drama kicks in. Abel, the brown-noser extraordinaire, offers up his finest lambs, hand-picked and primed for divine satisfaction. God, always a sucker for a juicy lamb chop, accepts Abel's offering with enthusiasm and a heavenly thumbs up. Now enter Cain, who's been sweating it out in the fields, probably sporting some serious farmer's tan. He decides to put his best foot forward and offers up some humble fruits and veggies from his harvest. But alas, God takes a pass on this veggie platter, and Cain's ego takes a serious blow. No divine fireworks for him. As resentment festers within Cain's soul.
I was going to point out how backwards that this was. The energy source would take the fruit and would make sure you ate it. That way it can taste it. They got to turn around and say that our people was eating meat and we wasn't eating meat. And we were sacrificing meat. Eventually we started sacrificing stuff. We started messing up. That's when people became evil. But I'm saying, before that, prior to that, you see how they try to switch the game on you. This is why when you start reading, you start paying attention. And everybody, I'm pretty sure, has heard this story, read this story, and none of y'all even realize that, oh shit, they just did some pagan stuff on the backward note. But more news.
And then the Lord showed me the massive storm again. And I keep telling you all, I see the storm on the East Coast. And the storm, it was getting closer and closer and closer. But this time when I was praying, the Lord showed me our American soldiers all in a single file line, in like a big line doing like this. And they were headed towards the European area. And the Lord told me, he said, there's going to be a massive draft. And they're going to draft all these people into the to the war. And so all of a sudden, he takes me to Europe, and I don't know what this devil was or necessarily, other than it was some kind of demonic spirit of war. He was in a pit, and in the pit he had these massive chains all on his arms, and he was chained down in this pit. And all of a sudden, an angelic being took. It was a good one though. It was an angel came and took those chains off of that devil, and he shot up out of the ground, and he was spinning like a top, and he had these massive horns, these Viking horns on his head, and he had this fur, this with this like a leather sachet across his chest, and he had this fur. It's like a white looking fur, polar bear looking outfit, like a Vikings outfit. And he started spinning, and he went over and he went inside of Vladimir Putin, and his whole countenance changed. He became energized, like he lost his mind almost. It was weird the way the Lord showed me. And all of a sudden, I'm going to show you. I took it on a picture here, so I show you where I see a rocket. Do you have it on there, son? Yep. I saw a rocket come out of Russia and hit right here, right up in here, all this area. And it was a massive, right next to here, and it was right here. And it went up in the corner, because this is Ukraine down here, and it went right up here. And he was attacking this area right here with a massive bomb. But it was not anything that I've ever been used before. Because whenever I saw it happen, I said, "Oh no, he's using nuclear weapons." And the Lord said, "No, he is not. This is something that has never been used before on the earth." He said, "This is a new technology." It was like it vaporized everybody, but it wasn't the radiation and all this stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen anything like that before. And so the Lord said that nobody else had either. It's never been used before. And so then I'll show you, I'll take it down here. And then I saw down here on Turkey, right here on Turkey, from here over, there was these massive drums. And they were all these humongous drums beating on. They were just boom, 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 boom. And I said, "Lord, what are they doing?" And he said, "They're going to join in and make ties. They're going to make some kind of financial agreements. There's going to be things happen with them going in with Russia. And they're going to join in on the fight to help them, fund them, and do things. And it's going to escalate even further." And so this thing got out of control. And so then I was shown Israel and Iran and these other countries were all coming against Israel. But the United States turned our back. We turned our back. And the Lord said, "This is what's going to happen during the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war." People have always wondered, where's the United States in this? We don't do anything. We don't help them. We are like, well, we just kind of watch, idly stand by and just watch. That's what I saw. And so then I see, because we betrayed Israel, we open an attack for China to come in and get us. And so I saw China getting us. And I saw, but it came as this whatever this was, this came as a dragon. And it looked like a red streaking dragon. And so then the Lord showed me, and he said, "Watch Hawaii." And I could see Hawaii and all these F-16 looking fighter planes coming in, and they were just shooting missiles and going nuts on Honolulu and all these areas. And I could see the main city there, the Honolulu, Hawaii, and it was just being annihilated with missiles and everything. And buildings were on fire and things were being shot down. And it was a very, very, very sad situation because you could hear the sirens. I could hear the some kind of air raid sirens going off, and people were running and screaming and trying to get away, but there's nowhere to escape because it's an island. And so people were we were fighting back and everything, but it was a serious issue. And so, some of the things the Lord shows me. I don't always want to come on and be like a fearmonger or whatever y'all would say. Well, he always has negative news. I'm just a watchman. I see and I pray, and the Lord shows me things to pray about and things that could come. Some things we can avert, some things we can't. Whenever he told me about the virus coming, he showed me a massive wave. And the wave came in and crashed ashore, and he told me this was the virus. And behind the virus was another humongous wave. And it was so big that it was frightening to look at, this wave was. And the Lord said, as soon as that one, this virus pulls back, it starts to recede, another massive wave of a wake-up call will hit the earth. It's not about America. This is the earth. It was about the world. And he said there will be another wake-up call. There'll be another wake-up with a wave, another wave of whatever this is. But this time, he showed me a number. 350 million people would perish during this whatever happens. And so, because I thought it would be another virus, like some kind of more serious thing with that, but I don't believe it is that. I believe it's something else. I don't know. I don't want to assume. I just see, and I don't want to add anything to it. I tell you exactly what I saw. Instead of going, well, I assume this or whatever, because you get in a lot of trouble doing that. So I just want to say exactly what I saw to you and tell you what the Lord showed me. So I saw 350 million people, and then the Lord showed me, like it was like a vision. It was like a plane like this, and he said, like, we plant, we sow, we reap. But he showed me people who are living, Christians who are living in compromise, pastors, whatever. If they're in hidden sin,
he don't know any better because he's a Christian. So, like I said, just bear with him because he ain't know any better. He's a Christian. So chew the meat and spit out the bones.
That they would be just on the stage and they'll just fall over dead like Ananias and Sapphira. It was going to be such a seed time, acceleration of seed time and harvest, of opening doors that they open it, that the enemy comes in and just was blink and just takes them out because of the open door that they've caused. It was like I said, an acceleration of seed time and harvest. But it was very, very sad because there was people that were living in sin, pastors behind the pulpits and doing things, Christians living in an ungodly state that were just dying. And so very, very, but it wasn't just them, it was the world too. It was the people that weren't born again too. And so I'm trying to remember everything about that. Do you remember anything I'm leaving out? Because I talked about the people going home.
Christians living in an ungodly state. In other words, Christians don't realize what they actually are doing. What they do, or what they were doing, they stop because they're not necessarily bad people. It's just that they do worship.
He showed
religion
me
and all religions do the same thing.
A small number of
they
people.
Worshiping.
If you're praying and you're listening,
which is
and
bad,
you're
period.
keeping a fasted life, and you're listening, you're keeping your ear towards.
So this is what the source showed him, although he don't realize that that's what it is. But he keeps praying to the devil. The L word is the devil. Hope they'll get it one day.
Truth seeker here. And everything that I've talked about on my channel regarding this whole FedNow, CBDCs type stuff is coming to pass more and more by the day. I hate to see this personally, and I'm hoping more and more people will wake up and refuse the idea of this new currency. And I'm not trying to sound all doom and gloom. I'm having hope that people will wake up and refuse this. But at the current trajectory that we are on, things are not looking the greatest when it comes to all this stuff coming to pass. You have the World Economic Forum even boldly talking more and more about how they're going to monitor what you can and cannot spend your money on, how you can only buy certain things, and even how the digital dollar will even have expiration dates. That is wild, to say the least. Expiration dates on money that is supposed to be your money that you've earned. Think about that for a second. Just sit back and really think about how mad that sounds. So say you have $30,000 saved in your bank. And if it becomes this new digital currency, it has an expiration date on it. And then you're being told what you can and cannot spend that money on. This is just more of a way to control what you do, where you go, what you say. This is more of a way to control you even owning a firearm, because they're going to get to the point where they're going to say you can't buy firearms with this currency. And if they want you to have an electric car, they're going to say, oh, you can't even have a gas-powered vehicle if you're looking to, purchase a new vehicle with this currency. They are trying their best to eliminate you and me. This is why they keep talking about carbon being bad for the environment. This is why they keep talking about how you and me have to eat lab-grown meat. This is why they keep talking about these 15-minute cities, etc., etc., etc. There's a list of things. Too many to list in one video of stuff that these people want done and how they want to control every aspect of your life and every aspect of my life.
One final note I will make is that if you think about the benefits of digital money, there are huge potential gains. It's not just about digital forms of physical currency. You can have programmability, units of central bank currency with expiry dates. You could have, as I argue in my book, a potentially better and some people might see it, or a darker world where the government decides that units of central bank money can be used to purchase some things, but not other things that it deems less desirable, like, say, ammunition or drugs or pornography or something of the sort. And that is very powerful in terms of the use of a CBDC.
Not other things that it deems less desirable, like, say, ammunition or drugs or pornography or something of the sort. And that is very powerful in terms of the use of a CBDC.
So notice that what he's talking about, how they're going to monitor everything. What you spend your money on. It's going to get to the point to where you're going to be in these 15-minute cities that they are trying their best to create, and you're not even going to be able to leave. And it's ironic that all this thing with the World Economic Forum took place in China. And you can do your own research on China and how controlled their citizens over there are. And it's really a preview of what's to come here. This is why you even see all these nations gathering together with this whole BRICS thing. Because it's also associated with the whole CBDC. And the FedNow that's launching in late July is going to also
be associated with CBDC. This is going to be the new one world currency. But no, this is not good news at all. This is why you see them trying their best to destroy the US dollar.
Dismount 6, this is Command. Tracking in progress down phase line Delta. Approaching the joint from the east. Proceed. Now. For dismount, monitoring activity on the upcoming intersection. Starting ahead 20 meters. Prepare for extraction. Frequency to target. Dismount now.
Secure the perimeter. All units prepare for Sector 17 security sweep. Non-compliers will be considered hostile.
Fallen angels, also known as demons or evil spirits. The primary account that addresses this is found in the book of Jude for fallen angels. According to the Bible, God took specific actions against the fallen angels, also known as demons or evil spirits. The primary account that addresses this is found in the book of Jude, verse 6. And the angels who did not keep their proper domain but left their own abode, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness for the judgment of the great day. This verse indicates that the fallen angels who rebelled against God and abandoned their rightful place in the spiritual realm were subsequently bound in chains and placed in darkness. This signifies their confinement and separation from the presence of God. 2 Peter 2:4. This passage speaks about the judgment and punishment of the fallen. For if God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved for judgment. Here it is mentioned that God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to hell, referring to a place of punishment and confinement. The chains of darkness symbolize their imprisonment and restriction. The lake of fire. In Revelation 20:10, it is stated that the devil, also known as Satan, will be thrown into the lake of fire and brimstone, where he will be tormented day and night forever and ever. This implies that Satan's ultimate destination is the lake of fire, which represents eternal punishment. These emphasize that God's response to the rebellion of the fallen angels involves their confinement and judgment. They are kept in a state of darkness and bondage, awaiting the final judgment when they will face their ultimate punishment.
The hottest day ever in the history of the planet was Monday. So you start wondering just what's next, okay? Just what's next? How close are we to the coming of Jesus Christ? Let me read here, because Planet X.
To the coming of the devil. That's what it's telling you.
Or Nibiru, or Planet Number 9, or whatever you want to call it. The Bible says in Revelation chapter 8, and when he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of a half hour. And I saw 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. There was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with the fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Burning with fire was cast into the sea and had life. The third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life, they died. When the second angel was sounded, it were a great mountain, burning with fire, was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed. This is huge. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of that star is called Wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter, poisonous, radiation. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them were darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And I beheld, and I heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels, which are yet to sound. So we get this first trumpet